everyone. I have a question, and that's to say, is the North beginning to rally around Mr. Peter Obi? That's a question, that I'm asking. I think it was yesterday they had there was something, that went on. Mr. Peter Obi was at the National Political Consultative Group North meeting in Abuja, and he did a speech. In that meeting, you could see Atiku Abubakar. You could also see Rotimi Amechi was also there, and quite a number of people. And Mr. Peter Obi spoke at that event. I don't think Atiku spoke at that event, and that's also making me think that it's Atiku weighing the fact that he could just, jettison his own ambition and rally behind Peter Obi, which I think at this moment that's the kind of role, that needs to be played. That Atiku really needs to come out and play. If later on he still wants to go on and still continue to contest when the presidency comes back to the northern part of the country, because I think Nigeria have this gentleman agreement that 8 years of the south and 8 years of the north kind of a thing, then he can do that. Because at this moment there's a need to put the country first. It's not about our personal ambition, but about the country, and to say who is the person who is likely to lead well. Personally, for me, at this moment with the people on ground, is Peter Obi. And so, of course, maybe they might not agree because they also feel they're equally as competent and all of that. But also to look at it and be pragmatic and say, who is it that, has the chance to be able to pull in people that people would want to say, okay, let's do this. Earlier today, I did a tweet. I'll just quickly look out for that tweet and find that tweet. And I said I pulled out an old tweet that I had done some time ago. And in that tweet, that was in 2021, where I did a series of a thread to PDP, and I was saying to PDP, what is it that they would be, remembered for? Let me even read the tweet. So part of that thread, and this was in on the 30th of August 2021, before even that whole 2022 obedient movement started. And I said, and it's a part of a tweet. So I said, people like Atiku Abubakar and Saraki should take a back seat. He will easily cross over to APC anyway, and people like Frank Weke Jr. and Peter Obi should be in the front seat. Perception is everything. That was when I was talking about leading, a PDP. And so today on that particular tweet, I said politics is not love affair. One has to be pragmatic and also read the room. PDP has never been one to read the room. Even in this 2025, they still are not reading the room. Hope they take a moment to get off their high horses and really read the room this time. Because you want a situation whereby people are motivated to come out and vote. And you don't want to bring a candidate that people will just say, let us kukuma go and sleep. Because if you do that, if there's a reason why people feel they cannot come out and vote, the beneficiary of that would absolutely be Tinubu. And in that case, Tinubu will then not need to even rig election. But when you give people something to believe in, they're going to come out. And I see a lot of people who are already saying they're not going to allow rigging to happen. And so that's how you motivate the people to not just vote, but to ensure that their votes will be counted, at the end of the day. And so in this meeting that they had, you saw Peter Obi, he was the one, Atiku didn't speak. He was the one that gave this speech talking about the North and the things, the wealth, the untapped potential and untapped wealth that is in the northern part of the country, and the things that he's going to do to get that out, to unleash, that particular wealth that is out there. It's quite a beautiful speech that was done, that was put out there, and that Peter Obi really took his time. He didn't say anything new per se. It's still the same thing, but he was able to articulate them and put them in the way that paints a picture that says, look, this thing can be done. And this is not about the tribe that you're from or where you are from or whatever. It's about the betterment of the people. It's about economic growth. It's about economic development. It's about human development index. It's about the lives of the people being better. It's about policies that are people-centric, that are going to carry the people, lift the people out of poverty. And this is the time for us to drop religion by the side, to drop tribe by the side, to focus on governance and on economic growth and economic development. Politics is all about economic growth, economic development. It's not about religion. Nobody is saying, I mean, you're not gonna, if you come today, if a Muslim should come today, they say they're running to be pastor in the church, I'm gonna tell that person, hey, get the hell out of here and go and do some other thing. Same way, if a Christian is coming today to say they are going to run to be imam in a mosque, I'm like, what's wrong with you? Get the hell out of here and just go do your own thing. But we're talking about governance, so it doesn't matter what your beliefs are. Your beliefs are your personal business. What should matter is the competence that you bring, the capacity, and also the character that you come with, the courage, the patriotism, the empathy, the fact that you care for the people and you want the people to just be in the same kind of situation that you are at. I think at this moment I'm just going to give you a little bit of some of the things that Peter Obi had said in that particular event, and this is a video from Sarah Ibrahim's Twitter handle. Thank you so much for watching, and go on to watch the video. Bye.
In the north, I've maintained, and I still maintain, the insecurity in Nigeria, especially in the north, rests on poverty. The rest of all that has been mentioned and everything. I've been in the financial industry for years, and I can tell everybody this, you can go and verify this in this country. I was in the financial industry. When you look for cash, you go to Kano. When you look for cash, another place. Kano was #1 place for cash. Because then we had all the factories in Bombay, in Sharadangwa, in Sharanti. Go to Kano today, those industries are not there. Go to Kaduna, there's no industry. There's no industry again in Kaduna. We used to put Kaduna Trade Fair 2 years for you to get the space. Today nobody goes there. We used to go to Medugri for cash. Today nobody goes there. That is the poverty. And when you have poverty, you have criminality that you cannot control. Because when people don't know where the next thing will come from, you can never control your action. And there is the recruit. But in all these, it all rests squarely on governance, on government to solve. And I've always said, the North can change Nigeria. The greatest assets of this country is in the North. We can make more money, I say it every year, we can make more money from farm agriculture than we make from oil. And I start to be proven in everything. This entire country produces less than 6 million tons of rice. That is less than 10% of what Bangladesh produces. Bangladesh is a country that lives on 148,600 square kilometers of land. That is the size of 2 northern states. Niger at 76.3 and Borno at 70.8 is equal to Bangladesh. And Bangladesh has a population of 170 million. So if you divide their 146 by this thing, it's less than about 800 square meters, when these 2 states have over 13,000 square meters. It's a huge land. Niger State has most arable land in this country, cannot feed itself. It's 76.3 thousand square kilometers. They are not exporting anything. Netherlands, with 33,000 square kilometers. So Niger State is 2.5 times size of Netherlands. Yet, they exported 124 billion euros, about over $130 billion of agricultural exports. That is exactly 2.5 times what we get from oil. One state. The story is the same everywhere. So the solution is in the north. Look at a state like Taraba. Taraba can produce all the tea and coffee we need at the parks of Mambila. Taraba is 54.4 thousand square kilometers. Sri Lanka, that is making all their money from tea today, is 65,000 square kilometers. If you divide it by the population, Taraba is 3 times, if not more than that, of that size. And they make $1.5 to $2 billion from tea. And all these days, I drive around the north and I feel pain. This year I've been to Kafanchan, to Kaduna, to Katsina, to Jigawa, all this around by road. And you see loads of cultivated land. Go to Morocco and travel from Casablanca to Port of Pinjin on both sides. And you see the difference. We can change the north. Agricultural land that is in the north is dead. Why do we have to do huge budget where we are doing a road for 15 trillion? Why don't we use 1.3? If you put 1.5 trillion on insecurity in the north today, we'll start dealing with it. We can capitalize that bank with 1 trillion. And if we put another 1.3 trillion in poverty alleviation, one of the governors in the north told me he wanted to do small poverty alleviation, and he went to Bank of the North, Bank of Industry, and gave them 2 billion, and over 2 years, they cannot even put their own counterpart fund. We can solve it. The more you put people out of poverty, the more you solve insecurity. I've been to prisons, I've been to places to see what is happening. We need to change it. It is very easy. We need to invest in education. We can't talk about free universal education when people are not going to school and children are not in school. I have taken time to go to the north, sat down with our Rwandese children. They are the most brilliant people God created. Because I could see children in 9 years and 10 years memorizing Quran. If they can't go to school, we'll take school to them. Where they are learning Quran, they can learn English, they can learn mathematics, they can learn it. It's very easy. And we are doing it in Kaduna and it's working. I went to one in Kaduna, I even visited there with my brother Daddy. When they provided them, I'm paying their teachers now, provided them toilets, provided them everything. If you see the kids, they are changing. Let's invest in them. That's our assets. That's the assets we need. That's the doctors we need. We have a great country that can be changed if our leaders can change the human being, invest in humanity. It is very easy, it's not a big thing. And all I plead with all of us, like keynote speakers, is for us to build trust. I know we have issues here and there and everything. This is the time for us to build trust among ourselves, believe that we are one, and we can save this country. Countries are survived by population. This is time to remove our division. We have all tried, we voted religion. Let's vote competence. It is time to start voting. Let's vote capacity and competence and everything. Let's make this work. It can work. There's people who, let's hold our leaders responsible. This time Ukraine is about 600,000 square kilometers. The entire north is about 20% more than Ukraine. And they are the one that give us Ukraine to support us from nothing. And people accepted Ukraine. When the entire north can support Ukraine, we cannot continue that. It is unfair to us. Like I said before, Bangladesh will Nigeria cannot produce 10% of that. The entire Nigeria is 6 times the size of Bangladesh. They are 148, we are 900 and something. You can go on and on. Small states like Vietnam that came out of war can feed itself and export food. 5 states of the north, Vietnam is 300,000. 5 states of the north, Niger, Borno, Taraba, Kaduna, and Bauchi is about 300,000 square kilometers. That's what Vietnam is. And today Vietnam does 10 times our export. My dear people, our problem can be solved from the north. When we take the focus and invest in the north, what the north requires is investment, support, policies that can drive it, and it is doable. And this is something you can see changing as we start.